Hi friends, this is Arun. In this video, we'll have a look at what is a database and why we need a database. Just a theoretical thing, but it is pretty quick and fast, don't worry. So everybody would have stored some data, again somewhere in your flat files. Like when I say flat file, it's a text file, let's say, and stored it in your hard disk. And you could, if you want, you can write a program to read the data, or you can double click and open it. The problem with double clicking and opening is like somebody can modify the data pretty easily. Let's assume you have a bank and I have all this bank data in a text file. That's it. If I give it to the customer to modify it, he'll double click and open it and he can change anything of his choice. So the solution is like you need to have an application which is written in any one programming language, and that programming language will control what goes into the database, what gets out of the database. Correct? So you can write in a simple C as well, a basic C program to read a file and show it to the user, get the inputs and write back to the file. This is a simple thing. Let's assume if it goes beyond it. So that's where the database comes into the picture. This is one part of it. Let's go into the other side of the system. So there is no external user and you are the sole proprietor of your system. You have your own shop and you manage everything on your own. For in that cases, most probably your Excel is more than enough. You are the boss, you are the ruler. So you don't need to worry about anything because you know what to put in and what not to put in. And this serves a lot of things. Excel is one of the widely used thing in many applications, many companies, many places. Okay, people love this. So it's not always you need to go for a typical database like MySQL, Oracle, or Postgres, or any other SQL-based databases. You can solve your own problem with a flat file or a Excel file itself. But you might have your own departments and you want to have a controlled access over it. That's where the application comes to the scene, and the control needs to be given through the application. It helps you to do a lot of things. For example, you can write an application in your mobile phone which talks to your backend, which is actually a database, and shows it in a UI. So you will be pretty happy to work anywhere instead of going and opening your laptop and doing it. Even in your mobile nowadays, there is something called SQLite is there. If you want to have a huge number in a database, you have to go for a traditional RDBMS. So previously, first it was a plain database management system where these data, so whatever the Excel data which I am having it is managed by someone else. Then became RDBMS. RDBMS is nothing but relational database management system. There is a relation between these two things. For example, I have first tab. Okay, here there is a second tab, personal info, and there is a relation between these two guys. So this height, weight, language, fans are the details associated with the first one. In the first tab, I'm having characters like Mickey, Storm, Motu, and then a few other names, Bahubali, all those things. And these are the related data. Now I'm trying to bring a relationship between these two guys. Mostly in a world like everything is related. And with that perspective, people are now by default using only RDBMS. Okay, what are the RDBMS which you might have heard? Like the popular one is Oracle. It is from Oracle Corporation. Followed by the Microsoft thing, which is Microsoft SQL Server. Then comes the free versions like MySQL. Okay, MySQL is a free version, open source thing, which was now bought by Oracle. Now it is again under Oracle's control. The same thing, it is renamed and given again for free. That is called MariaDB. And there is something called Postgres. Okay, like that, like lot of variations are like there, like your bikes. So one is from Yamaha, another one is from Suzuki, another one is from Honda. You have variations, right? Like every company has their own variations. But ultimately, everything is a bike. Here, ultimately, everything is a database. So there is a simple thing about database and the RDBMS. Database is nothing but which helps you to store the data. And RDBMS is like the same thing which with the relational features. So what are the relational features? We'll look into it a little later. Don't worry about it. So these are the simple and straightforward video for this. Thank you.